Welcome to the Teach Out on Democratic to Authoritarian Rule. In this segment, we will talk about India and authoritarian rule in India. India became a democracy after gaining its independence in 1947. Democracy in India is a remarkable achievement and an experiment. When India became independent, its population was mostly poor, illiterate, and cut off from the rest of the world. India's leaders took a remarkable bet. They decided that if every adult Indian had the right to vote, that would serve the interests of Indian democracy the best. Since 1947, for 70 years, that bet has paid off. India is and has been a democracy. India has been a democracy, I said, but for an interlude of 2 years. Between 1975 and 1977, India went through what, in retrospect, can be called an authoritarian episode in its history. The most important person and the one with whose name that episode is associated the most is Indira Gandhi. That episode can be called the national emergency in India under Mrs. Gandhi. Who was Indira Gandhi? Born in 1917 to India's future Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, she was assassinated in October 1984. She was India's Iron Lady before Margaret Thatcher became the world's Iron Lady. She was its third prime minister between 1966 and 1977, and then again at the beginning of 1980 until her assassination in 1984. She was the daughter, as I said, of India's first prime minister, Jawaharlal Nehru. She was no relation, despite her last name, to Mahatma Gandhi, the leader of India's freedom struggle and also known as the father of the nation. She created the most important political family of India after her father's death, with her son and daughter-in-law leading India either as prime minister or as the leader of the Congress, the party to which she belonged, for another decade after her death. Indira Gandhi also led India into 2 years of authoritarian rule between June 1975 and March 1977. And if you ask what led her to declare a national emergency, the best answer is that it was because of her threatened position as India's prime minister and the rising tide of protests against her rule.